Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2022 Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships, live from the Sir Owen G. Glenn Aquatic Centre here in Mairangi Bay in Auckland. My name's Scott Rice. Looking forward to calling the finals this week over the next 6 days. But here we are, day one. What a last 6 months it's been, 6 to 8 months. We were standing here right before the lockdowns of Auckland last year, and this time we're back, but under some restrictions. No crowds here in the facility, quite an eerie feeling here, but also very exciting to see these swimmers back, peaked and ready to go this week at the National Championships. 6 days of swimming, starting with the finals of day one tonight. The heats in the morning, the finals in the evening, but this time with the limits of 200 indoors. There'll be pods of a men's pod followed by a women's pod, and what that means is all the men have to come in and warm up, race and warm down, and then leave the facility before coming back, the women coming in to do their pod later this evening. So a slightly different format. Now we start the night with the 1500 metres freestyle for the men. Some real young guns in here. Lan Hamlin-O, he comes off a fresh win in the age group for the 7.5K down in Taupo last weekend. Jack Potier from Coast also winning the age for the 7.5K. And Alex Dunkley, the 5K New Zealand Open Water champion and freshly crowned New Zealand Secondary School Open Water champion at the Banana Boat Ocean Swim Series in the weekend. We follow up that event with the 400 metres individual medley for the men, and our favourite, of course, Lewis Clareburt in lane 4. Some perhaps say cruising this morning in the heats, but looking forward to coming back to get that Commonwealth Games qualifying time tonight. Swimming alongside his compatriot from Capital, Sam Brown, getting older, getting stronger, both qualifying for that Mare Nostrum qualifying time. We then move to the 100 metre backstroke para-multi class. It'll be all of them in the class S14, the intellectual disability, meaning the first person to touch the wall will be the winner. The 50 backstroke will be up next for the men, and what a stacked field it is with Finn Harland. He's in one of the inside lanes, a 16-year-old New Zealand age group record for Finn this morning. Great effort at just over 26 seconds. And the middle lanes will be Zach Dell and the two North Shore swimmers, Cameron Gray and Kane Follows. It's going to be a splash and dash on their back. Zach Dell is in commentary, Zach Reed, I should say, in commentary with me tonight after his injury last year with his hip. He's back in the pool now, slowly getting back that conditioning. Suffered the COVID a few weeks ago, so that's also burdened him a little bit, but really you're going to enjoy sitting next to Zach, getting some insights for him across these events tonight. So settle in, hope you enjoy the action, day one of the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
So back here for finals day one, and the first thing we'd like to do this evening is get everyone in the facility to put your hands together for the technical officials as they come on to pool deck. Introducing the referee for tonight's men's finals, it is Ron Clark from Canterbury. Introducing the starter for the men's events this evening, Ross Gillespie from Northland. Thank you, officials. You can now be seated.
I became an IoT because I just wanted to help out the swimming community, give back, because they've always been amazing when I'm swimming.
So the reason why I became a technical official is because it's much more fun than sitting in the stand. You're right in the middle of it, you get to see all the racing, you get to talk to people and be involved in the event. It's just a great place to be.
I enjoy being a technical official because firstly it's an easy way for me to be able to give back to the sport that's given me so much. I've been able to go overseas with my own swimming, so it's a good way for me to be able to give back, and it's fun. I get to make new friends amongst the other technical officials, and I feel like it's also helping my own swimming because I understand the rules of the sport on a deeper level.
Why? Because you get to meet so many cool people. You get to be close to the racing, and the technical officials are a happy family. They're good. They teach you, or you learn something new every day, and I have. Over the last 20 years, I suppose, I've had some great support from other officials, and it's just fun. It's so fun, and seeing the swimming close up, that's really exciting. So please come, we want you.
Well, to the viewers at home, welcome in. Thank you for joining us here on Sky Sport Next for Day 1 finals of the Apollo Project's Aotearoa Swimming Championships 2022. We kick off with the first event of the program. It is the final of the men's 1500 metre freestyle. And we'll welcome the swimmers onto pool deck now. In lane 7, from Coast Swimming Club, Jack Potier. Lane 2 from Raumati Swim Club, Alexander Ciccioni. Lane 6 from Roskell Swim Club, Alex Dunkley. Lane 3 from Tasman Swim Club, Oxford Bailey. Lane 5 from Coast Swimming Club, Lan Hamblin-O. Lane 4 from North Shore, Louis Clark. Clean start away for event 1 of the Apollo Project's New Zealand Swimming Championships, the 1500 metre freestyle, 30 lengths of this 50 metre Olympic pool here in Mairangi Bay in Auckland. And we have just 6 swimmers in this event this evening. And fantastic to join me in commentary this evening is 2020 Olympian and New Zealand record holder Zach Reid. Zach, great to have you with us.
Yeah, it's good to be down here.
Now, Zach, obviously you have had plenty of experience in the 1500 metre freestyle and other distance events, the 800 especially, 400. But these early stages, we see Louis Clark here from North Shore just opening up that body length and a half lead in the early stages. But what is going through the heads of these swimmers at this stage?
I think that just getting a good 100 underway and then building through. You don't want to head out too fast and blow yourself to bits, but I think they'll just be trying to get into a rhythm and keep that first 500 at a pretty even pace.
You mentioned 500 metres. Is that kind of the distance that you bloke it? You break this into 3?
Yeah, I think that's the main way to swim this race, break it into 3 500s. It makes it feel not as long when you're in the pool, and you can kind of use it as a building block. So that first 500, taking it out, getting into a rhythm, and then building that next 5, and then using what you got left to kind of bring it home and making sure that last 500's got the legs.
In terms of hitting the times, having the splits you need to hit, I mean, you obviously can't look up and look at the time. You don't have a watch on. You can't check with the coach. Is it just a real feel thing?
Yeah, I mean, 1500, you're in the pool doing the Ks, so you get used to feeling what pace you're swimming at, and I mean, the more you race it, the better you have an idea for, especially these longer races.
Well, some nice insights there from 2020 Olympian Zach Reed here in commentary with me. It's wonderful to have him alongside me. Louis Clark starting to open up that lead now. They go through the 200 metre mark, and his time in the program, Zach, of 15:32.96. We look at the qualifying time there for Mare Nostrum at 15:36. How do you think he's going to go against this qualifying time?
Yeah, I mean, his entry time's under, so every swimmer goes into the race hoping to do a PB. So, I mean, if he sticks to his race plan and executes well, that Mare Nostrum time should go along with it.
We've watched Louis Clark over the last few years. He's only 20 years of age. He's grown obviously. That strength would have come in. He certainly looks like a bigger chap than the guy I saw a couple of years ago. So it really, you know, where do you find these distance swimmers hit their peak in terms of physical peak?
Yeah, I mean, because it's such a long race and a lot of work needs to go into it, you don't see these distance swimmers coming through until your mid-20s. So at 20 years old, he's got a lot of years ahead of him to be able to fine-tune this race and really nail it.
Well, let's look across the lanes now. Lane 2 from Romeri is Alexander Cecchioni. He's the 17-year-old. He's got a time just over 17 minutes. Lane 3, Oxford Bailey from Tasman. We've seen him. He's had some great open water swims as well, Oxford. Just 16:43. Louis Clark, of course, 15:32. Lan Hamblino had a great performance, as did Alex Dunkley and Jack Potier at the Orange Theory New Zealand Open Water Championships last weekend, or the weekend before. So all of these swimmers coming in with some real race experience, at least lanes 5 through 7. And our youngest swimmer in the field, Jack Potier from Coast, just over 17 minutes, but comes in with confidence from that open water swim. So great to see some younger swimmers amongst this field. We really want to build the depth in the distance events. Obviously, Zach, you're not in here at the moment. Let's talk about that for a brief time. We chatted before we came on air about your journey over the last 12 months. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? Do you want to talk through the viewers at home and the people here, just a little bit about what's been going on?
Yeah, well, it's been a big last 12 months, especially with the Olympics. So going over there, racing there, and then coming back to pretty much a lockdown. So I had surgery on my hip in November, and I've been trying to build back to full speed. It's been about a 4-month rehab process, and just got hit with COVID kind of as I was coming out of that rehab period. So I'm just on the sidelines at the moment, building up for hopefully a cool little trip away on the international calendar this year.
That's quite a mental load, isn't it, to take all that on, especially coming off the highs of your Olympics, and what a fantastic year you had before that in terms of your speed. So look, you said you're 22 years old, you've got many years in front of you, and we wish you all the best in that full recovery from COVID and getting back in the pool and getting to your very, very best. So back to the racing here. It is Louis Clark out by half a length over the rest of the field. He's looking strong, breathing off to his right, and looking really smooth. Let's look at that time through the 500. We'll go back, but he's gone through the 500.
Yeah, 5:06. That's a real solid first 500 time. Hopefully he's going to be feeling good after that and building through this next 500 to be able to bring it home. And yeah, he's looking really smooth and really nice at the moment.
Nice and easy to divide that by 5, about 101.2. I mean, that first 500, I mean, how much slip do you see in that second 500? You know, where would you expect him to land based on that?
Yeah, well, obviously you've got that first kind of 100, 150 where you're going to be going through quite a lot faster than the rest of the race when you get into that rhythm. So, I mean, if he can go through this next 500 in around a 5:10, 5:11 mark, he'll be knocking on the door of that Mare Nostrum time.
Well, we'll keep a watch on that. 6:08 through the 600 metres for Louis Clark. 17 and a bit lengths to go of this 1500 metre. Lan Hamblino sitting in second, the 16-year-old from Coast Swimming Club. His seed time 1 minute slower than Louis Clark, so you'd expect him to be slipping back a little bit on that lead, but still as a 16-year-old going extremely well. Let's look who is. It is Alex Dunkley sitting in third at the moment, the 5K New Zealand Open Water champion, and it is Oxford Bailey from Tasman sitting in fourth. But storming away at the moment through the early stages, Louis Clark just wanting to settle into that rhythm. Hopefully he's got some work behind him. Coach Andy McMillan over there from North Shore would have put him through the ringer in the last few months, so hopefully he's got some good endurance under his belt. And looking at that record, Zach, Nathan Cap at 15-15-50 back 7 years ago. Do you think that's under any threat this evening?
Probably not this evening, but it'll be good to see maybe over the next couple of years a good development in this 1500, and Louis might give it a crack.
Now this meet, the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships, is a qualifying meet for a number of meets, championships coming up this year. Of course, the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham in the UK later in the year. That's of course one of the main ones. The World Championships is also this year. Mare Nostrum takes place later in the year, as does the Junior Pan Pac. So depending on where these swimmers are at, Zach, they're all aiming for different qualifying times, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess so, and especially even if they're not coming in here aiming for a qualifying time. I remember when I was younger, just being able to race the person next to you. It looks like there's about 10 seconds between these guys in lanes 6 and 7, and then 15 seconds between 2 and 3. So just trying to race the guy next to you is always a good stepping stone to get those PBs and knock those times down.
Now, interesting, Lan Hamlin-O sitting in second. I made a bit of an error in the opening. He wasn't the age group champion, he's the national champion in the 7.5 kilometre open water swimming. And he's looking to achieve part 2 of World Junior Open Water Selection of 15 minutes 50.40, and it's taking place in the Seychelles later this year. So wouldn't that be great for 16-year-old Lan Hamlin-O? Oxford Bailey, coached by Daniel Bell, soon to be Sean Foley. Alex Dunkley just swapped over from Mount Eden Swimming to Roskill Swim Club, and he'll be looking to again achieve part 2 of that World Junior Open Water Selection. So all looking, these swimmers, Zach, a lot of them at the 15 minutes 50 mark.
Yeah, which is quite a tough time around that age. 1550s holding just over 103s, so yeah, it's quite a tough time.
So Louis Clark has lost his swim cap pretty early, or midway through this 1500 metre freestyle. That's a bit of a, I guess, a bit of a blow for him, but hey, at the end of the day, he's got short hair. It's not like some of the women that the hair goes absolutely everywhere. So he'll just put it behind him now. He'll move on. But looking at those times, he goes through 31.67, and we can see here at the facility whether they're going faster or slower per 50. But we're coming up to the 1,000 metre mark now. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of splits he's holding, whether he's held onto that pace, Zach.
Yeah, so he's just slipped back a little bit. He was holding around that 31.0 pace for that first 500. So going through here, he's gone about that 5:13. So that's still a really good 500. So if he can bring that last 500 down a little bit, maybe a 5:11, 5:10, he'll be looking at that Mare Nostrum time.
So yeah, that was about a 5:14 there, 5:14. So he's looking to have to increase that pace over the final 500. That can often be something you can do with the, I guess, the excitement of finishing the event, the final 200. Often see quite a lot of pace out of these distance swimmers in the final 100 to 200. But looking across the field, Lan Hamlin-O is sitting in second, Alex Dunkley in third. Alex Dunkley also lost his swim cap, which is interesting. Maybe something going on there. And it is lane 7. This is Jack Potier, who is sitting on par with Oxford Bailey for 4th place. Struggling a little bit is Alexander Cecchioni in 2, but he's looking for a 17, just over 17 minutes. And we go through, that was the 1100 metre mark in 11:22. We're coming through to coming up to the 1200 metre mark. The next turn for, well, the 1150, I should say, for Louis Clark. Now, Zach, coming into that last 500, yes, you're into that last third of the event. What's going through the head for these guys now? Is this where they start to sort of put the pedal down a little bit?
Yeah, Louis will be deep in the hurt box here with just over 300 to go. So this little bit, last 300, you really want to bring the legs in. That helps a lot, gets the stroke rate up. But yeah, he looks like he's in the hurt box a little bit here.
So coming up to 300 metres left to swim here for Louis Clark from North Shore Swim Club. He turns in 12:26. We're going to have to really see a fast last 300. The qualifying time for Mare Nostrum at 15:36. We're going to have to see 103s for the final 3 100s. It's certainly within his grasp at the moment. Louis Clark got it all his own way at the moment here in the men's 1500 metre freestyle final at the Apollo Projects Aotearoa Swimming Championships 2022. And the challenges these swimmers have faced over the last 6 to 8 months, Zach, it's been quite extraordinary, hasn't it, in terms of that time out of the water for a lot of Auckland swimmers, trying to maintain that fitness through dry land training. Boy, oh boy, it must have tested them all.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially the Aucklanders, they've battled a lot with the lockdowns and not being able to be in the pool. And like, you can keep your fitness up, running and gymming, but it's not the same as being in the water.
That's right. 200 metres left to swim here for Louis Clark. Let's see the split. 13:30. It's gonna be pushed all the way to the end. 15:36.30. The Mare Nostrum qualifying time. He's going to have to go about 1:02 late, 1:03 flat for these last 2 100s, and hopefully let's make some noise in the venue here. Let's make sure he can hear you and know that he's got to give it absolutely everything over the last 200 to get that qualifying mark. We're looking for 15:50 for some of these younger guys in the field. They might be pushing it this evening for that second part of the Junior World Open Water qualifying.
Yeah, coming into this last 100 metres to go, Louis will hear that bell. It's almost a relief knowing you've only got 2 lengths to go. Pick the kick up and the stroke rate up in this last 100, and hopefully he'll get under that time.
Coming through 14:31, 14:32. It's going to be tight. He turns in 14:35. This could be slightly outside of his reach. He's going to have to do a 1 minute final 100. He heads into it with 1.5 lengths to go, Louis Clark from North Shore. Second is Lan Hamblino. He's 1.5 lengths behind. Alex Dunkley has moved comfortably into third place from Roskill. He also suffered from COVID 2 or 3 weeks ago. Alex Dunkley has done very, very well to come back at this level. He spoke about that lack of breath, that lack of energy, and so good on him. 45 metres to swim here for Louis Clark. Let's make some noise for the swimmer from North Shore. He'll definitely be the New Zealand champion, but will he be on the plane to Mare Nostrum? Starting to up that stroke rate. Kick starting to come in. 14:32, 33, 34. It's just going to be outside of his grasp. He comes in to finish 15:37.70. He's left everything out there, gasping for breath is Louis Clark. He gets a round of applause from his teammates. Lan Hamblino turns for the last time in lane 5. He will take the silver tonight. A young up-and-comer getting faster and faster. He's only going to get faster as he gets stronger and older. Swimming under the Coast Swimming Club program in the Hibiscus Coast in Auckland. Under the coaching of John Gatfield and team. Put your hands together for Lan Hamblino, the 16-year-old. He comes through in 16:28. That's 5 seconds under his entry time. Looks like a PB for Lan. Alex Dunkley is coming through. He'll take the bronze. And his best time of 16:59. He's going to absolutely smash that. Dunkley comes in 16:54. Fourth will go to Oxford Bailey from Tasman. Jack Potier in 7, the 15-year-old, will smash his time as well at 17:05. And our final swimmer to come in and finish will be Alexander Ciccioni from Raumati Swimming Club. Well, here we have Louis Clark from North Shore Swimming Club, the winner of the men's 1500 metre freestyle. I'd love to shake your hand, but in these times we won't, Louis. And you've got your own microphone there too. Look, well done for a national title. Tell us, how did that feel and for that performance tonight?
Oh yeah, that hurt, eh? Yeah, it's a tough one.
You certainly looked like you were gasping at the end, but it's always good to know you left everything out there in the pool tonight. Any sort of time or goal you had tonight for this 1500?
Well, I would have loved to go on that Mare Nostrum time, so that's a bit of a bugger, but oh well.
And what's the rest of your program look like? Many events to swim this week?
Oh, just the freestyle, so it's good.
Well, we'll let you go and warm down. Congratulations, first win of the meet.
Thanks very much.
Well, welcome back to the Apollo Projects Aotearoa Swimming Championships 2022 here at the ONG Glen National Aquatic Centre. That was the first event, the 1500 metre freestyle. Just missing out on that Mare Nostrum time is Louis Clark from North Shore. He's a little bit disappointed, but a number of freestyle events to come over the week. We move now to event 2, the men's 400 metres individual medley, and we welcome to pool deck the athletes in this event. In lane 8 from North Shore, Harrison Cook. Lane 1 from Neptune Swim Club, Curtis Melsop. Lane 7 from Evolution Aquatics, Isaac Williams. Lane 2 from Parnell Swimming, Ryan Peck. Lane 6 from Wanaka Swim Club, Benjamin Silipo. Lane 3 from North Shore Swim Club, Blair Helms. Lane 5 from Capital Swim Club, Sam Brown. And lane 4 from Capital Swim Club, Lewis Clearbird.
Away we go, the men's 400 metres individual medley. The Olympian Lewis Clareburt, Olympic finalist Lewis Clareburt in lane 4. Exciting to watch him at the Olympics last year, of course, and now back in pole position, lane 4 for this men's 400 metres individual medley. A reasonably cruisy 4 minutes 17.78 this morning for the 22-year-old from Capital Swim Club, and 4:26 alongside him Sam Brown. Lane 5 pushed him along, so be interesting to see how they go tonight in the final. Certainly popped himself out the front by half a body length here with Zach Reed, the Tokyo Olympian, alongside me with some expert comments, and your best mate Lewis Clareburt. Zach, tell us what do you think his game plan is tonight in terms of this 400 IM?
I think it's a really good chance to go out and smash it and try to put a good time up on the board. He's got a while until World Champs / Com Games, so hopefully getting under that Com Games qualifying time tonight and setting himself up for a good international calendar.
So the Commonwealth Games qualifying time of 4:15.76. You saw he went through in 57.72. Also Sam Brown going underneath the minute for the first 100. So a very smart first 100 metres butterfly here. Lewis Clareburt, the backstroke is his favourite out of this, or one of his favourites. He doesn't really have too many weaknesses, and I remember, Zach, at around the build-up to the Tokyo Olympics, that it was the breaststroke that Lewis really worked on and his weak point.
Yeah, and I know that he's still doing a lot of work with that breaststroke. He's seen a huge improvement in that breaststroke, and it'll be interesting to see what he goes through today in the 100.
Lots of lessons learnt from the Olympics for all the swimmers, but you know, swimming at such that intensity, that pressure on the world stage is you know, got to be very difficult. But you come away, you've done it, you take away so much from that, and hopefully Lewis has too. And away we go into that breaststroke leg. Sam Brown, 10 metres back, goes through in 2 minutes 3.18. What do you make of that, Zach?
Yeah, it's just a little bit slower than what he went through at Tokyo, but that's a really solid setup. He'll build off this 100 breast and then hopefully have a really strong last 100 in the freestyle.
Now Sam Brown will be looking for a mere nostrum time. In fact, he got that this morning. That was a 4:26.49. He did 4:26.40, so snuck underneath that qualifying by 9/100ths of a second. But tonight, I'm sure Lewis will want to be just getting a really solid performance, to have a bit of a hit out, see where he's at. Of course, get the qualifying mark for the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham later this year. Coached by Gary Hollywood in Wellington, Capital Swim Club, a great bunch of guys and girls down there at the club to push each other along, but looking very solid through this breaststroke leg coming into the wall. Third place at the moment. This is Blair Helms of North Shore, the 20-year-old. Sam Brown, the 18-year-old, into the final length. The final 100 for for Lewis, and 3:15.63. So looking for a sub 1 minute for the final 100 metre freestyle to sneak underneath that qualifying mark. You'd expect we'll see that quite easily. But without the competition alongside him, no one to look at on left and right. It's all up to Lewis Clareburt here. 50 metres to swim. Let's make some noise here at the National Aquatic Centre for our New Zealand champion Olympian, Lewis Clareburt. His main event, the 400 metres individual medley. 25 metres to swim. 4:15.76 for the Commonwealth Games qualifying. His New Zealand record set in Tokyo of 4:09.49. He touches underneath that qualifying mark of 4:14.36. He ticks the box on the Com Games qualifying. In comes Sam Brown at 4:25.27. He goes a second faster than this morning. He'll be happy with that. Blair Helms comes in at 4:28. That's 5 seconds faster for Blair Helms to take the bronze. And Zach Reed's going to catch a word with Lewis Clareburt shortly to get reaction from the pool.
Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, shit.
Good swim there, Lewis. Must be happy to get under that Com Games time.
Yeah, look, it's a bit weird knowing that I haven't swum that race in a few months, or 6 months or so. So it was just nice to go under the time. I wasn't really looking at the time, but just for the feel sort of thing.
Yeah, so building up to a pretty big international year, that's a really good first stepping stone. What's next for you?
We head off to Slovakia. You're coming along, hopefully. Yeah, look, it's going to be an awesome year. I can't wait to start some international travel again and finally, race.
Much on the rest of the week?
Yeah, it's always a busy schedule for me. So weird being able to hear myself. Super busy schedule this week as usual. I think I got 6 individuals and a few relays, hopefully.
Congratulations on the time, and we'll see you later on.
Cheers, dog.
So great swim there by Lewis Clareburt, interviewed there by Zach Reed, fellow Olympian and best mate. So nice moment for them. So next event up is event 101, the men's 100 metre backstroke para multi-class, and we'll introduce those swimmers onto pool deck now. In lane 6 from Te Aroha Swimming, Bailey Conlon. Lane 3 from Blenheim Swim Club, Jack Bugler. Lane 5 from Greendale Swim Club, Lance Dusto. And lane 4 from Mount Eden Swimming, David Beck. $100-metre backstroke for para multi-class. 4 swimmers in the field, ranging from 16 years of age, Bailey Conlon, to 25 years of age, David Beck, in lane 4. All of these swimmers in para multi-class, class S14, which is an intellectual disability. And as we've spoken about previously, often these races have swimmers of different physical or mental impairment, and that will mean that there is a calculation done at the end of the event to determine the winner. But in this case, with all of these swimmers S14s, it'll be the first person to touch the wall to win. And David Beck goes through in 35.28. He's looking for a PB of under 113 flat. And if he can keep up this pace, he's doing well. But also, this is Lance Dusto coming through strongly in lane 5. Dusto went through about 0.7 slower at the turn. Looks to be about the same margin back. David Beck's had a wonderful last couple of years, a character on the microphone, very passionate about his swimming, and he's coming in. Jack Bugler in 3, Bailey Conlon in 6. And in comes David Beck. A round of applause for him, winning the title in 1:12.39, underneath his entry time of 1:13. And we'll catch a few words with David Beck after this for his reaction. And nice to see these swimmers continuing to improve swim after swim, and they no doubt would have had some disruption over the last period of time with COVID restrictions, and there just hasn't been the number of swim meets available for these meets. A lot of them, the clubs now putting on their own championships or club meets to give these swimmers a chance to get some race experience. But we'll get a chat with David Beck. Good man. So David, just stand with your mouth about that far away from you.
Yeah, sure.
Here we are with David Beck here, the winner of the 100 metre backstroke para multi-class. Great to see you again, David. Love to see your smiling face coming out. You did a great performance. Are you happy with that one?
Yeah, I am reasonably happy with this, except I was nowhere close to the to Thomas Solowitz's time.
Yeah, that's true. 1:12.39, I think it was. You had an entry time of 1:13 flat. Is that the best time you've ever done?
I would recommend that was probably the best time I've had in my whole life.
That's fantastic to be continuing to do best times, David. That's all you can ask for. Congratulations, and we'll see you soon in your next event.
Thanks. And I bet the rest of Mount Eden will be proud right now.
Well, that's good to hear. Well done. Go and warm down and get ready for your next one. Good on you, buddy.
Yeah.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Well, welcome back. 3 events down, 2 to go. It's a short session just here with Pod 1 of the men's here at the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships. We follow later this evening with the women's pod. But next up is the men's 50 metre backstroke final. In lane 8 from North Shore, McAllister Clark. In lane 7 from Coast Swimming Club, Wilrick Kutsia. Lane 6 from Capital Swim Club, Finn Harland. Lane 5 from North Shore, Cameron Gray. Lane 4 from Pukekohe Swimming Club, Zach Dell. Lane 3 from North Shore, Kane Follows. Lane 2 from North Shore, Cooper Morley. And lane 1 from Pirate Swim Team, Alex Esposito. The splash and dash on their back, 1 length the backstroke as fast as they can. Zach Dell in lane 4 looking for World Championship and Mare Nostrum times. It's going to come down to the rating, the final finish into the wall. It is Cameron Gray. Cameron Gray leads him through the 25 metre mark. Cameron Gray from North Shore, can he hold on? Zach Dell coming back strongly. Cameron Gray's going to get it. He does, 25.27. The World Championship qualifying mark of 25.42, I believe. Mare Nostrum at 26.05. So a few of those swimmers underneath that time. And Finn Harland, the New Zealand 16-year-old age group record, going just a tad slower than he did this morning. But a very, very tight race there amongst the men's 50 metre backstrokers. Zach Dell in second. Kane Follows takes the bronze. And we'll catch a word with the winner, Cameron Gray, the 18-year-old. A New Zealand age group record for Cameron Gray as well. The 18-year-old New Zealand age group record, which was held We'll just find out. That was held by, we'll come back to that. But two New Zealand age group records in one day and a world champ qualifier.
Okay.
Here with Cameron Gray, congratulations, man. That was a tough field out there, very, very close. How do you feel after that one?
Oh, pretty buggered after that, but yeah, super stoked day. Really, really good to do some racing finally.
25-2, a world champ qualifying mark. Was that in your sights? Was it mere nostrum, or was it just to go out and win it?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I didn't really know where I stood for that race. Haven't done it in a while, so I just thought I'd go out there and see what I can do.
I've watched you from a little young man over the years. You're certainly not a small boy now. You've put a bit of size on, obviously training with the North Shore team. What's been part of this build-up to get to this level?
Yeah, we've just been doing a lot of endurance with Andy Mack and good gym athlete development. They've been really helping us out, and yeah, it's just been a good time with the boys.
First event of many this week. What's next on the program for you?
100 backstroke tomorrow, so that'll be a good race.
Well, looking forward to watching you throughout the week, and great stuff, your first event.
Cheers.
Move now to event 102, the men's 50-metre backstroke para multi-class. In lane 2 from Mount Eden Swimming Club, Denver Xavier. Lane 3 from Te Aroha Swimming, Bailey Conlon. Lane 4 from Whangarei Swim Club, Cameron Leslie. Lane 5 from Hiratonga Sun Devils, Guy Harrison. Lane 6 from Greendale Swim Club, Lance Dusto. Lane 7 from Parnell Swimming, James Hayden. Cameron Leslie, the multiple Paralympic gold medalist in lane 4, he qualified for the World Para Championships this morning in 43.61, now being coached by Tom Onley up there in Whangarei. And again, we'll have swimmers from all sorts of disability classes here. Lance Dusto, poor guy, he's come straight out of the 100 backstroke with about 5 minutes rest to get into the 50 backstroke, but he's coming through strongly. He'll touch the wall first. It'll be Bailey Conlon and Denver Xavier, and perhaps lane 7's James Hayden touching the wall, but it'll be Cameron Leslie. We're watching for his time, 43.61 this morning, and that's a 42.77 for Cameron Leslie. That is just under a second faster than his 50 backstroke this morning. He'll be happy with that. He texted me earlier, he said he wasn't that happy with that, but to go a second underneath that qualifying mark again, great job there by Cameron Leslie. We'll wait for the official result to see who won this event. But we'll catch a word with Cameron Leslie now just for his reaction. Here with Cameron Leslie, the winner of the 50-metre backstroke para multi-class. Congratulations, Cam. Lovely to see you in the water again after, taking a little bit of a break from Paralympic swimming last year. But you're in great form.
Yeah, not too bad, eh? Just finding a really good training routine and, enjoying a new young coach and, yes, different training environment's been really positive for me.
So training with Tom Onley up there in Whangarei, getting that qualifying time on the first day must take a little bit of pressure off you, allows you, I guess, enjoy the rest of the week without those nerves.
Yeah, definitely. It's just really a good line in the sand too to see where we can improve between now and World Champs, and still plenty more kilometres going to the belt, but positive signs.
And just for the people at home and people here, I mean, how long have you been swimming at the top level now? I mean, you've been around, your name's been around for years, but how long have you been at the top of the world?
I debuted back in 2006, so it's 16 years this year.
Well, 16 years of top level swimming, great performance from Cameron Leslie. We look forward to seeing you in your next one.
Cheers.
So another great performance there by Cameron Leslie. Back to that record, or the record we thought we had from Cameron Gray. It was 1/100th of a second off, was it Daniel Bell's 50-metre backstroke New Zealand record. So hard luck, Cameron Gray. 1/100th of a second off that New Zealand age group record. Daniel Bell will be sitting back relaxed, knowing his record's still in the record books for another 6 months or a year. And we're going to be coming back with medal ceremonies for these 5 men's events this evening here at the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships. But a great performance there by Lewis Clareburt, enough to get that qualifying mark for the 400 metres individual medley. A good win by Louis Clark in the 1500 metre freestyle, just off that Mare Nostrum time. David Beck winning and in a good time, his best time in the 100 metre backstroke para multi-class. Very tight race in the men's 50 metre backstroke. Doesn't get much tighter than that. It was all splash at the end. No one really saw anything. But it was Cameron Gray that edged ahead just by a few tenths of a second at the halfway mark and maintained that lead. And then it was the 50 backstroke, Cameron Leslie going under that qualifying mark for the World Paras. He went under this morning at 43.61. He came back for a 42.7 this morning. Medal ceremonies up next for the men's events. We'll then say goodbye for a short time before coming back online at 7:25 p.m. for the women's events here at the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships.
because I just wanted to help out the swim community, give back, because they've always been amazing when I'm swimming.
So the reason why I became a technical official is because it's much more fun than sitting in the stand. You're right in the middle of it, you get to see all the racing, you get to talk to people and be involved in the event. It's just a great place to be.
technical official because firstly it's an easy way for me to be able to give back to the sport that's given me so much. Like, I've been able to go overseas with my own swimming, so it's a good way for me to be able to give back, and it's fun. I get to make new friends amongst the other technical officials, and I feel like it's also helping my own swimming because I understand the rules of the sport on a deeper level.
Why? Because you get to meet so many cool people. You get to be close to the racing, and the technical officials are a happy family. They're good. They teach you, or you learn something new every day, and I have. Over the last 20 years, I suppose, I've had some great support from other officials, and it's just fun. It's so fun, and seeing the swimming close up, that's really exciting. So please come, we want you.
Apollo Projects is New Zealand's trusted specialist for the design and construction of sports, aquatics and education centres, and is proud to be the principal sponsor of Swimming New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Apollo Projects New Zealand Swimming Championships 2022. This is day one, and just concluded the men's events of day one, the finals. And of course we have different pods, a men's pod and a women's pod, and the women will be up racing from 7:30 this evening. We now move to the medal ceremony for the men's events here we've just witnessed. And presenting medals will be the CEO of Swimming New Zealand, Steve Johns. And we'll start with event one, the men's 1500 metre freestyle. In third place in 16:54.38 from Roskell Swimming Club, Alex Dunkley. Winning the silver medal in 16:28.88 from Coast Swimming Club, Lan Hamlin-O. And winning the gold medal in 15:37.7 from North Shore Swimming Club, Louis Clark. Good on you guys. Moving now to event two, the men's 400 metres individual medley medal ceremony. Bronze medalist in 4:28.24 from North Shore Swimming Club, Blair Helms. Silver medalist in 4:25.27 from Capital Swim Club, Sam Brown. And winning the gold medal in a Commonwealth Games qualifying time of 4:14.36 from Capital, Lewis Clearbird. Moving now to event three, the men's 50 metre backstroke para. No, we're going to go straight to event three, the 50 backstroke for men. In third place in 25.60 from North Shore Swimming Club, Kane Follows. Silver medal in 25.42 from Pukekohe Swimming Club, Zach Dell. And winning in 25.27 from North Shore Swimming Club, Cameron Gray. The 100-metre backstroke para multi-class for men. Event 101 is next in the bronze medal position, 1:19.60 from Blenheim Swim Club, Jack Bugler. Silver medalist in 1:14.52 from Greendale Swim Club, Lance Dusto. And winning the gold medal from Mount Eden, David Beck, 1:12.39. So that concludes the medal ceremony for day one of the men's finals. So some great performances this evening, of course, by Louis Clark in the 1500 metre free, Lewis Clareburt in the 400 IM, David Beck winning that 100 backstroke para multi-class, Cameron Gray from lane 5 winning the men's 50 backstroke, and Cameron Leslie lowering that qualifying mark in 42 seconds for the 50. We'll be up and back with you at 7:25 p.m. this evening for session 4 the women's events. Thank you for joining us and look forward to you joining us again later this evening.